Hello there, Shadow Helmet Guy here, and today we're diving into the recent Wolverine trailer that just dropped. And if you enjoy the content and you want to see more, don't forget to follow, like and subscribe. But anyway, let's get into it. I thought the trailer was pretty good, and visually it looks solid. This is connected to the Insomniac universe, the same one Spider-Man is in, which is a more realistic take on the Marvel universe from a game standpoint. The movement and gameplay look interesting so far. I am a Wolverine fan, and my expectations will be higher than the average viewer. As I watched the trailer, the jumping animation looked okay, and the stealth mechanics from the kills looked violent, but that's expected since it's rated M. Insomniac stick to this version instead of toning it down for the critics. Though they did add accessibility options so players who aren't into gore can turn it down themselves. Overall, it looks okay for the most part. But as the trailer keeps going and the more I think about it, I'm starting to feel a bit more indifferent about some of the combat. Some people are saying it borrows elements from the movement of the Spider-Man games and some of the mechanics from the God of War 2018. Honestly, some of the hits and punches feels pretty similar to Kratos' fighting style, and for some reason, I'm starting to feel a sort of realistic visual fatigue creeping in, where most games lean heavily into realism that every modern title starts to feel the same. And as for Wolverine's costume, it feels overly designed, with too many lines and the cowl doesn't look right. They moved away from the comic book accurate costume because it looks too silly, which I think has cost some of its uniqueness. But then again, on the other hand, it feels like they've pulled some ideas from the older Wolverine games too, like X2 Wolverine's Revenge for its stealth elements, and X-Men Origins Wolverine for the leaping lunge attacks and damage output. As for the female leads, nowadays having good looks seems to be treated like a crime for female characters. With Marvel's Wolverine, both Mystique and Jean Grey's redesign drew backlash from looking off-model compared to their comic book versions. It feels like designers pulled out a rougher version first, let people complain, then quietly improve it later, so people praise the glow up. A pretty questionable tactic, especially with Jean Grey. Now here's a question. Let's hope they added in the mechanics where Wolverine has the option to pick up and use weapons, guns and other objects he finds on the ground. And you might ask why. He's got a healing factor and his claws. Why would he need that? And my answer is, why not? It feels like a missed opportunity for combat variety. Otherwise, things could get repetitive if long-range enemies keep shooting at you from a distance, which forces you to run from cover to cover just to close the gap. Instead, you could grab a gun to take them out quickly from range. Or if your claws ain't effective against certain enemies, you could pick up someone else's weapon or a sword instead. I did see some gameplay showing Wolverine can impale enemies on environmental objects and possibly throw things at them. So it would be great if they expanded that even further. In the comics, Wolverine is shown as a skilled tactician, fluent in multiple languages, trained in various martial arts, and proficient with all kinds of weapons. But the movie versions tend to depict him as just a brawler, without any depth or tactical skill. And honestly, that rubs off on how people perceive the character, not in a good way. Okay, for my ideas for Wolverine game, visually, I'd combine unique cel-shaded art style of Mad World for striking visuals, mix of the comic book style of Ultimate Spider-Man's visuals. That would give it more of a comic book feel, blend in with the gritty noir tone. For combat, I will go more in depth. Take some inspiration from Sifu, blocking, countering, and fluid martial arts movement. And like the Yakuza games, I would want a mix of different fighting styles. One defensive hand-to-hand style without claws, relying purely on defensive moves. An aggressive animalistic claw-based style. A judo style grappling stance where you can grab and throw enemies around. And a fast-paced rush style with quick attacks, either with claws or without. That's my pitch for this Wolverine game. Now, for some reason, the costume design they've gone with is a modern tactical gear version of Wolverine, without the comic book accurate feel. It's full of extra lines and padding, which honestly feels overly designed. I'm surprised they didn't pull off some inspiration from X-Men Origins for the costumes and just carry it over to this game. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the game. I'm a little worried. This could be a hit or a miss. But let me know what you guys think on the comment section below. And once again, thanks for watching.